What's up, everybody? Antonio Thompson here. It gives me great pleasure to introduce my friend, colleague, and just awesome marketer, David Hagstrom. He and his beautiful wife, Dana, help entrepreneurs and home business owners just have a breakthrough in their business. And today, he's going to be talking about something that's very, very important for your business. And we've been talking about this for a while. You're creating offers and creating lead magnets, but he's going to deliver it in such a way that it makes sense and that you can take actionable steps today to get your offer set up and ready to go. So David, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Looking to learning some things about what my audience and what we can do to create irresistible, desirable offers that actually convert.
Thank you so much, Antonio. I appreciate the introduction and the opportunity to be sharing with your audience.
Glad to have.
Is to people that are really interested in what you have to offer. And one of the best ways to do that is by having a lead magnet that really grabs their attention. And what I'm going to do today is to give you a simple step-by-step process to create a lead magnet that's really enticing and also helpful to your audience so that they not only opt into your list, but have a good feeling about you, realize that you've given them something of significant value, and feel like they want to get to know you more and want to take that next step on your journey. So I'm going to share my screen here and lead you through that process. So our desire right now is to create a lead magnet that's enticing, helpful, and simply irresistible to your audience. And I'm going to talk about three things today. First, what makes a lead magnet actually effective? Second, the exact steps we follow to create an effective lead magnet. And thirdly, where your lead magnet are all in your online business. So to begin, I encourage you to think of your lead magnet as being a solution. And in order to present a solution, know what that and who for. So to be effective, a lead magnet needs to solve one specific problem. People want their problems solved, and they want them solved now. So if you can help people understand that you really do get it, that you really do understand what their problem is, you're halfway there. If you can target one specific problem and solve it for them, you become almost a hero. Your authority shoots through the roof. Next, you want to address one specific audience. I know when we get started in marketing, we think our product is for everyone. But what I really encourage you to do is one person, that ideal client, and design your lead magnet for that person. And that the more specific you are, the more people will relate to what you have to say. If you're too general, people often have a tendency to ignore it. Next, you want to listen. As much as it's important for you to understand and know your audience, it's important also for you to listen and respond to their objections, which means that as you're writing, you need to be thinking about, okay, what's going on in my prospect's mind? As I begin to write this out, what objections might they have, and how can I address those right when they come to mind? You want to have a unique name that's full of the benefits that you offer for them. What exactly will your lead magnet do for them? I'm not talking about what it is, but what it does. Next, you want it to be time friendly. There was a day when if you put out there that you've got a 300-page ebook that you're giving away, people would say, "Oh, great! What a great value." Today, people are much more conscious of their time and think I probably. So you need to thinking what to consume in 5 minutes to 15 minutes or so that will give them a quick win and that they'll feel like this is something I will dig into, make use of right away. Now, you give them a complete solution to a specific problem, but you also want to show them that this solution is incomplete in that it's part of a much bigger context. It's part of a process, so to speak. And encourage you to make promise. Make sure you deliver. People to think that this is their life in some, and then deliver that they say you really do come to promises. And finally, and you see acronym solution, you want to lead to a next step. Don't want your lead man to be a dead end. Say, okay, nice to have, I'll stick it in my file and I'll pull it out whenever I need them to say, okay, I finished with what the next step is, and move on to that next step with you. So that's what it takes for a lead magnet to be truly effective. It needs to solve one specific address, to need to listen and have a unique name, full of be time friendly. It needs to be part of a bigger context and incomplete in that sense. You want one big promise for transformation and a clear next step or call to action. Now, how do you go about putting that together? Okay, this is a very clear-cut, step-by-step process, and if you follow this, I guarantee that you'll have something. First, actually write out specifically who are you writing your lead magnet for. And the better you define that person, the clearer you are, the whole process will be. Second, write down 3 to 5 specific problems that they face. Not the whole big problem, but smaller, specific problems where you can give them a quick win. And then you in your marketing do then is to choose one. Don't try to answer everything. Choose one thing to speak to. And then decide which type of lead magnet would be most appropriate. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. There are a lot of different types of lead magnets you can create. You can create a case study. People love to read about someone else that faced that same problem and how they dealt with it. Or a cheat sheet. People love short plan or a resource guide, a toolkit. Maybe your maybe your audience is a weight loss audience, for example. And the idea for a lead magnet is, what can I give them that will help them to know what they're going to eat for dinner, so that instead of stopping at McDonald's, they pick up some a quick that you give them the recipes for and the grocery list for. And maybe you even do that for a week or a month. That would be another example of a type of lead magnet. Okay, once you know those first things, the next action step is to promise for transaction. What are you offering them? What will you do them? And I could write out 3 or 4 or even more as the one that really speaks the best. Then break your big promise down into 3 or 4 milestones. And again, write a promise statement for each one. 3 to 5 positives that state what the benefit is, what your lead magnet will do for them, and choose the best one. Now, if you do all these things that I've said in these first 2 steps, the next step will be easy. In fact, I'm going to show you a lead magnet that Dana and I have done that will show you exactly how those things work for you. Here's the cover of one of our lead magnets. It says, irresistibly attract your ideal prospects without irritating salesy talk. And right up front, here's the promise. We'll give you a simple step-by-step process you can easily follow to create a lead magnet. Boy, that sounds familiar. If you go through here a section begins by saying, after this, understand why some leads that seem irresistible and lead to sales and signups, while others are simply dead ends. That's our first milestone. Our milestone will be the process. Here's the exact steps to create your own lead. Our third milestone will be showing fits in developing your business. Back to our slideshow here. Once you have those first 2 steps done, now it's time to write out, to design and draft, put together your lead magnet. And if you have all of the preceding work done, this step should be pretty easy and relatively painless. Fourth, you need to edit your lead magnet, making sure it are so. In other words, recognize these. You want to make sure that it hits all 8 of these criteria. Finally, it's time to lay out your lead magnet. And to look your best, we suggest using a professional graphic designer, perhaps someone from Fiverr or Upwork. But you could do it you're with. But you want to look professional so that it puts the best face on your hard work. Well, I said I would do one more thing, and that is show you where this fits. I want you to know a lead magnet, but it's only one step in the process of developing your online business. I'm not going to walk you all through this, but this is what we call your pathway to profit. And our radical solution, or develop your lead magnet, is step 5 in the process. You really need to do all the steps in order to develop a profitable online business. But this is an important step along the way. So we've shown you what makes a lead effective, the exact steps to follow to create an effective lead magnet, and where your lead magnet fits in the overall process of building your online business. And I also just want to say that everything that I've said in this is available to you free. You can get the PDF, the URL you see on your screen, davidanddana.com/solution, and we will be more than happy to share that with you.
Awesome, David.
So I hope that's helpful.
Yeah, that was great, David. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it very coherently and just simplified the process of creating a lead magnet that can be effective. I think it kind of dispels a lot of the concern or the myths about lead magnets and them being huge, works of art or just works in general. It kind of simplified the process for people. So I think it's very helpful. Thanks so much, David.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And thanks for the opportunity to share with your audience. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.